Spoiler warning, unless you have beaten The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild after getting the Master Sword and reclaiming all memories, click off this video as it will spoil the ending post-credit cutscene that follows when you unlock all the memories. Now, over to the video. With Mr. Eiji Onuma-san's confirmation that the story-driven Champions Ballad will take place after the main quest and the sealing of Calamity Ganon, we are now left with a big gap which needs to be filled. The questions are many, and the answers to some of these might reshake Hyrule in Breath of the Wild as we know it from the main game. The end of Blood Moons means the world could become empty? Oh, do we begin with a big one. The Blood Moons with their rather random cycles are both one of the most genius and controversial features in the main game. Appearing at the most inconvenient moments, they can be the source of the worst frustrations imaginable, while at the same time securing the longevity and replay value of Breath of the Wild. In other words, the Blood Moons mean that Breath of the Wild in the game world has no end, as all enemies defeated in the last cycle are revived in the following pattern. Nevertheless, the Blood Moons are closely tied to Calamity Ganon, and in a world where he no longer dictates the rules, the Blood Moon will also be gone. So does this mean that the world of Champions Ballad will become a little dull after a while? Probably, but in order to fill these gaps, Hylians might take their place and slowly begin to repopulate Hyrule. Besides, even though enemies will not reappear, it is probable that the Champions Ballad could extend the current variety of enemies by introducing new foes, and by defeating each of these, free Hyrule from the clutches of evil permanently, something that couldn't be done in the main game. Which brings us over to the next question. The end of Calamity Ganon means the end of the Guardians? This question is tricky to answer. On one side, the defeat of Calamity Ganon would likely mean that the corrupted Guardians found across Hyrule will no longer be under the influence of the demon, and could as a result end up as ancient scrap in Hyrule Castletown and Field. But if we know the Zelda team well, we are confident that they will find a way to include the Guardians in this DLC pack. But then again, beating them might mean that they don't reappear afterwards. Will the Champions Ballad come with a new save state? Most likely yes, and to some extent this has to do with the Blood Moons we just went over. However, bringing Zelda as an NPC in-game could have such great implications that it might change the way other NPCs behave and act. And let's be honest, an overpowered Link with all weapons and no Blood Moons would, in the long run, become a dull sight. As a result, we believe that the Champions Ballad will become available with a separate save file after relieving all main game memories and defeating Calamity Ganon and Dark Beast Ganon. But as this is the case, we should expect a demanding quest that will really set our fully powered Master Sword on trial. Speaking of, will the Master Sword serve any purpose in the Champions Ballad? The Master Sword, the blade of evil's bane. And still in Breath of the Wild it isn't even needed to beat Calamity Ganon. Powering it fully up in the Trial of the Sword was an incredible experience, but in a post-Ganon world, does it have any more to offer, or will Link be called by the Great Deku Tree to return the Master Sword to its pedestal, just like the other Links have done before him? This is an important question to answer, as we know that the spirit of Fi can no longer be heard by Zelda after freeing her from the clutches of Dark Beast Ganon. But even so, in the not-so-secret ending, we see that Link is still wielding the Master Sword and will most likely have it with him on their way to Zora's domain. But then what? Will it be used against the more vengeful than ever YIGA clan? The YIGA clan with Master Koga is one giant banana joke in Breath of the Wild's main game. But even though they are clumsy and incredibly stupid, they are at the same time bloodthirsty and ruthless warriors who are determined in their call to bring down Link and Zelda. Could it be that it will be them and not the more traditional Guardians that will pose a recurring, and this time much more lethal threat? And how would the Sheik of Kakariko act to all of this? Say Impa or the other scientists researching ancient technology and the guards protecting the village master from any danger.
But what do you think are the most important questions to ask about Breath of the Wild DLC 2? We want to hear your suggestions in the comment section below, and who knows, maybe we might make a part 2 on this important matter. Finally, we want to inform you that our Zelda panel with Dr. Wily during Summer in the City will take place on Sunday, August 6th in the XL Arena in London. And yes, I even cut my hair for that occasion yesterday, so make sure to be there.
Once again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, share, comment, and if you haven't already, then make sure to subscribe for more Zelda and Breath of the Wild videos. A big thanks goes to our Patreon royal producers, Transcendent Sacred Courage and Kenyatta Ali, and all our other gracious Patreon supporters, who make it possible for us to make great content for all of you. If you are interested in supporting us, then check us out on patreon.com/commonrealm.
Great shoutout goes also to @Duver at Twitter.